Good morning, students. Welcome to the biology class. We are continuing with our chapter Morphology of Plant, Morphology of Flower, in which we discussed about the various worlds of the flower. And today we are going to discuss Androecium. What is Androecium? Androecium is the male reproductive whorl of a flower. It is composed of one or more stamens. Each stamen has two parts, filament and anther. Anther is bilobed. Usually it is bilobed. In some flower it may be monolobed. And each lobe encloses two microsporangia. Pollen grains are formed in each of the microsporangia. In this picture you can see this is stamen, that is anther, and filament. So the androecium consists of two parts. One is anther and another is filament. And when we get the cross section, that is the transverse section of anther, you can see the sac that is called as a microsporangia, and this is bilobed structure. And in microsporangia the pollen grains are being formed, which is being known as the male gametes. So the function of androecium is the formation of male gamete, that is pollen grains. So there are some characteristics or some terminologies regarding the androecium. If stamen is sterile and does not produce pollen grain, so that is called as staminode. If stamen are attached to petals, they are called as an epipetalous. If stamen are attached to the perianth or tepals, they are called as epiphyllous. If stamen are free from one another and also form the other floral word, the androecium is polyanthrous. Poly word is used when the things are free. If stamens are fused with one another, then the androecium is cohesion. So these are some terminology. So sometimes a question may come, what is epipetalous? Means if stamens are attached to the petals. What is epiphyllous? When stamens are attached to the perianth. What is polyandrous? That is the free stamens. And what is cohesion? When the few stamens are present. And very simple one word question is there. What do you understand by staminode? Means if the stamen is sterile. Sterile means that does not produce the pollen grain, which is the main function of the stamen. That is the formation of pollen grain, that is the male gamete. If the stamen is not producing, means that is staminode. Types of cohesion means when the stamens are fused. So based on cohesion, the stamens can be categorized. Number one is monodiphylous, means one. The filament of all the stamens in the flower are fused into single bundle, that is staminal tubule, and anther are attached to it by their connectives. The example is member of Malvaceae family, that is China rose hibiscus. Number two is didiphylous. The filament of stamen are fused into two separate bundles. For example, the member of Fabaceae, that is like P and B. The next one is your polydiphylous. The filament are fused together into more than two bundles, each of various number of the stamen. The example is citrus. Then syngenesious, the anther are fused by their sides, but the filaments are free, that is sunflower. Synandrous, both the anther and filament are fused from the base to the top and form the column-like structure, for example cucurbita. So in this image you can see that is monodiphylous, they all are fused. Didelphys, one is this, another is this. So two are present. Poly, more than two, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are there. Then syngensis means they are free from the filament but fused from the anther-site. And synangios, they are being fused at both the sides. So this is the various types of cohesions in which the stamens are fused in the different manner. So our next classification is based on the length of the stamen, and they are of two types, that is your diadenomous. In such flower there are four stamens. So in this image you can see that is according to the length we are having two types of endometrium, that is diadenomous and tetra. In this you are having a two long and two short stamens. So here you can see these are the longer ones and this is your shorter ones. And in tetradynamous you are having a four long and two short stamen. So these are the types of endometrium depending upon the length of the filament. Next is your gynoecium, which is your female reproductive part and consists of three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. So gynoecium is the female reproductive wall of the flower. It is composed of one or more carpels. Each carpel is divided into three parts, that is your stigma, style and ovary. So stigma acts as a platform on which the pollen grains deposit during the pollination. Style is the part through which the stigma exposes for the easy pollination and the pathway through which the pollen tube travel. And ovary, that encloses the ovule which becomes seed after fertilization, and ovary become the fruit. So when the ovary is composed of two or more carpels, the carpels may remain free, called as apocarpus. The example is rose and lotus. And when the ovary is composed of two or more carpels, the carpels may be fused, called as syncarpus. So syn means fused and apo means free. So in this you can say this is the picture of the syncarpus when they are being fused, and this is the apocarpus when they are free. Two or more carpels but they are free, two or more carpels but they are fused. Types of carpels. So based on the number of carpels, the ovary can be of the following types. That is monocapillary means one, only one. Bi means two carpels, for example mustard and tomato. Tricapillary means three carpels, that is cucurbita and lily. Penta means five carpels, that is your hibiscus. And multi means many carpels, for example citrus. So here you can see that is two united carpels are there. There are the three are there, that is example is cucurbita and that is example of your tomato or the mustard. Then this is tetra, that is a united carpel, and this is your penta, that is your five carpels. Next and the very important is your placentation, that is the arrangement of ovule in the ovary. So this is very important topic, that is what you mean by the placentation, that is the arrangement of ovule in the ovary, and they are of the following types. So types of placentation, number one is marginal. It is found in monocapillary unilocular ovary. Placentae are found along the ventral suture formed by the fusion of margins of carpel, and the ovules are borne on its ridges forming two rows. The example is P. In this image you can see this is a P. The type of placentation is your marginal. This is a dorsal, this is the ventral suture, this is the placenta, and this is ovule. So this is the marginally they are being arranged, so that is known as your marginal placentation. Example is P. The next is axial, that is axis-like. So when placenta is axial and the ovules are attached to it in multilocular ovary, then it is being known as axial. The example is China rose, tomato, lemon. So this is the image. You can see the number of locules are there and the ovules are arranged like that of an axis. You must have seen the tomato. When you cut the tomato, or that is a lemon, you can see such type of the structure. The next is parietal placentation. The ovules develops on the inner wall of the ovary or on the peripheral part, means at the side. So this is the peripheral. Ovary is one chambered, but it becomes two chambered due to the formation of false septum. The example is your mustard. Next comes your free central placentation, when the ovules are born on the central axis and no septa is present, means septa is absent. The example is dianthus and primrose. The next is your basal placentation. The placenta develops at the base of the ovary. A single ovule is attached to it. The example is sunflower and marigold. So this is the image. So by this we finish the two essential parts of our flower, that is androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is your male reproductive part, consists of filament and anther, and when you have a transverse section of the anther, they are having a lobe structure that is called as a pollen sac, in which the pollen grains are being formed. So what is the main function of the androecium or the stamen is the formation of male gamete, that is the pollen grains. Gynoecium is the female reproductive part. It is composed of more than one carpels. It is divided into three parts, that is the stigma to receive the pollen grains, then style through which the pollen tube travels and reach to the ova, ovary which are having the ovule where the formation of ova takes place, ovule ripen to form the seed and ovary ripen to form the fruit. And the arrangement of the ovules in the ovary, that is known as being placentation. It is marginal. Example is P. Then we are having axial. The example is tomato. Then we are having a basal. The example is sunflower, parietal, and the last one we are having the free central, as that is in a cucurbita. So they are very important. Please copy all that contents of PPT in your biology classwork copy along with the diagram and learn the examples. They are very important. Sometimes the question comes, name the placenta of tomato. So you have to write the axial placentation. Name the placenta of dianthus. So in this way the example is given and you have to mention the name of placentation. Similarly, as we have done in our previous session about the estivation. So they may give you the name. What name the estivation in P? You have to write vexillary. The name the estivation of hibiscus, that is twisted. So similarly the examples are very important and they are very securing too. So be careful and learn them by heart. So our next lesson will be on the floral families. In your NCERT you are having a three floral families, that is Fabaceae, Solanaceae and Liliaceae. But after the revised syllabus of CBSE, we will discuss only one family, that is Fabaceae, in our next lesson. Till then, stay home, stay healthy, stay happy. Thank you.